Our buddy Kyle Brandt from the NFL Network joins us now on the Yingling Guest Hotline. What is up, my friend? How you feeling?
Great to hear your voice. Great to be with you guys. I'm on so many text chains, mostly with my old high school friends, where 90% of the content is just complaining and whining about the Bears. I have to tell you, it's nice to wake up this morning and see like 36 texts about the Chicago Cubs.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And it was positive, and it was fun.
We haven't had, so it's the first playoff game for any team in Chicago, Kyle, since the Bulls made a very brief run and got bounced quickly in the 2021-2022 season. So, and I'm not even a Cub fan. I'm a White Sox fan, but I said it to Jurk. You couldn't help but feel the electricity in that place. I wasn't there. I was watching on TV, and you could really feel it. I mean, people were longing for this.
I get asked this all the time when people find out that I'm from Chicago, and this is such a talk radio topic. I get asked, when the team is at its peak, which Chicago team revs the engine of the city the most? I have my answer. What would be your guys' answer?
Well, it's obviously between the Bears and the Cubs. I still feel like it's the Bears because it's so unifying.
Right.
I would lean Bears slightly, but the Cub thing is no joke. I mean, it's very, very real. And we lived it in 15, 16, and 17.
No doubt. And listen, the Bulls' heyday obviously was a totally different entity in the 90s. But the Cubs thing, I remember 16, it was huge. But then you have a good portion of the city who's like, screw the Cubs, which I think is hilarious. I do think it's the Bears, and that's usually my answer. Even if it's not magnificent Bears stuff. Like, I remember way back, Jurko, this one you were playing, in 94, the Bears under Wannstedt won a wild card game over the Vikings.
Yep.
And they went on to lose to the Steve Young Niners next week. And that was just like the fact that they won that wild card game. I felt like the city was just alive about a wild card win over the Vikings. So even just that, like, it's just pure electricity. And so then you get to the 2-2 Bears after a month. And you're like, wow, they won against the Raiders. Let's rock and roll.
We're dying for them to be significant again. They were very significant, obviously, in 06. We know how the year ended. It started great. They were 5-0. They were double-digit favorites going on the road. Matt Leinart, if I'm remembering correctly, was a rookie that season. And before you know it, the Bears are down 20-0 at the half. And it was like, oh, my God. So where was a young – I mean, I'm only a couple of years older than you. I mean, I'm in the business working already. I remember getting ready here at work for post-game, watching that game and just the excitement of it. Where's a young Kyle Brandt watching that game in 06?
Thank you for asking. I'm at the gym in Studio City, Los Angeles, on Ventura Boulevard. I'm at the Bally's Gym, and I'm on a treadmill watching ESPN on the TVs. And the late John Clayton is reporting about the game that night between the Cardinals and the Bears undefeated and this and that. And I said, screw it. I'm 27 years old. I'm going. I bought a Southwest Airlines ticket from Burbank Airport by myself, flew to Arizona, bought a ticket in the parking lot, and it is the last game I ever attended, I think, as just a fan, not working, not doing anything connected to the team. Dude, by myself, I just sat there because I was like, this is going to be the best Bears team of my adult life. I got to be there. The game starts, and Matt Leinart is by far the best quarterback in the building. He cannot miss. Yeah. The Bears defense has no answers for him. I went back and watched this game for the show. I thought I knew all about it, and it's the Denny Green speech. There's a million things I had forgotten. Kurt Warner, obviously a healthy scratch on the sideline, future Hall of Famer. Larry Fitzgerald is hurt in this game, doesn't even play. It's the best game of Urlacher's career. It's the worst game of Edgerrin James' career. And, yes, Matt Leinart, as a rookie, you're like, well, this is the future of the league. This is going to be the face of the sport. He's so good. And then on top of that, they're down 20-0. They make a comeback to win without scoring an offensive touchdown in this game. 0.
Yeah, that's right.
And at the time when Mike Brown scoops it up and runs it in, I had forgotten that Mike Brown got hurt and missed the rest of the game and missed the rest of the season. Urlacher on the show was talking about, listen, it's the most underreported thing about that season. If we had Mike Brown, I really do think we win that Super Bowl. I think we beat Peyton Manning. If you watch Reggie Wayne, they beat him deep in that play and several others. We missed Mike Brown so badly. We won that night, but we lost Mike Brown, and it was a huge deal for us. It's so fun to watch the game.
That's a great point. All the little things that did come out of that. The Mike Brown injury was hugely significant. Grossman threw 4 picks in that game. So wait, so you bought a ticket by yourself? You're sitting there all by yourself, and some Bears fans around you maybe, but did you stay for the whole thing even after it was 20-0 at the half?
Yeah, the whole thing, because my flight back that I bought from Southwest wasn't even until the next morning.
It's amazing.
I stayed at some crappy Econo Lodge, disgusting motel. I had no money, and at halftime, like, the Bears fans were all crestfallen about. We were told this team was going to the Super Bowl. Rex Grossman's playing the worst game of his career, and I remember they had the bye after this week. And afterwards, Rex was like, listen, we have 2 weeks to talk about how terrible I was in this game. That defense was amazing, but it was a harbinger of things to come. When Rex was never right after that, it was like he never really left that game, even though the defense carried him. But I just kept thinking, I remember so much about it, but I've forgotten so many details. Maniscalco, who helped me out with, I think Sebastian Maniscalco, is he from Schaumburg?
I think he's from Arlington Heights, actually, or Mount Prospect. Yeah.
Okay, Arlington Heights. So he's like, listen, the Bears are who we thought they were. He's like, I got a confession to make. I have never understood what the hell he's talking about. Yeah. I don't know what that phrase means. What do you mean who we thought they were? And Urlacher's like, it's because the Cardinals played the Bears in the preseason and they showed up the same way in the reg. So you have to kind of get into the minutia of the 2006 Arizona Cardinals preseason to really understand what that quote means. But it's become immortal, and it's just one of 50 things interesting about that game.
I was there at the preseason game.
At the preseason game? It was the third game, too.
Yeah. They got their asses kicked by Arizona. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's exactly what it meant.
Without that from the postgame, Kyle, do you think this game lives in infamy as much, maybe for us locally, but I feel like this is a kind of game that NFL fans across the country always remember because it is simply the Denny Green game. Without that, I don't think it lives in infamy quite the same way. Do you agree?
No, it's a fun victory because, like the thing I was saying, 20-0 and you win with no offensive touchdowns is unheard of. But in terms of nationally and the media, like it's also like this was the true emergence of Devin Hester as a superstar.
Yeah.
He had already returned one kick against Green Bay in the opener, but this was his national coming out party. And the media on it, you mentioned Tirico, Carm. Also during this era of Monday Night Football, and we cover this on the show, Tony Kornheiser's in the booth.
Yeah, right.
It's very unusual. it's Kornheiser and Tirico and Theismann, and they're going absolutely nuts talking about the Cardinals always find a way to blow things. Also, after the touchdown from Hester, the Cardinals go right down the field with Liner. Like, he doesn't even blink. It's like he's back playing UCLA in the Coliseum, takes him right down the field, and Neil Rackers from the Cardinals completely blows a game-winning field goal, and the Bears win. It's an absolutely bat-bleep insane game. It was fun to look back on, man.
It's so great. So tonight, Vice TV for NFL Classics after further review, and it's Kyle with Maniscalco and Urlacher. How do you feel about the 2-2 Bears? We were at the game in Vegas. We were there for the weekend. The station went with all the shows. We went with a bunch of fans and listeners. Cool. It was we had a great weekend out in Vegas. That stadium's awesome. Similar kind of thing, but at halftime we're scratching our heads like this is what they're going to put out there offensively after they were gifted some amazing opportunities. But, hey, that's a grind-out win. Caleb's like doing little things here where it looks like he's getting better, and I think he's being coached. And I think he's taking that coaching, and that's important. What do you think about our Bears at the bye?
Here's how I feel. Heavily flawed team. The pass rush, the pass protection, the defense, fine. I feel like Caleb Williams is going to be the Bears quarterback for a long time. And I don't know if I felt that way 3 weeks ago. I just don't. I think they got a guy. As far as this game, guys, you were there. The second DeAndre Swift scored, I said, the Bears are losing this game. They scored too fast. Then they don't get the 2-point conversion. Then they give up the stupid kick return immediately. And in this era, the kickers pipe one from 60 yards like it's nothing. Right. I said the second Swift score, I'm like, that's over. They're going to be 1-3 going into the bye and torn to shreds. My biggest takeaway is that, like, I've seen 20 to 25 different versions of the Chicago Bears that lose that game 100% of the time. They always lose that game. And they won this game. So I feel optimistic. And I like Ben Johnson, but I love Caleb right now. I really do.
Yeah, I do too. I loved your rant Monday. Not a rant so much, just passionate defense of the 4-0 Eagles. I mean, the numbers aren't pretty, and I don't know how you go on the road and win a game when you don't complete a pass in the second half, but they did it. I mean, it feels like they're kind of living on the edge, but the Eagles keep winning. I mean, there's nothing overly impressive about what they're doing right now, Kyle, other than the fact that they're 4-0. I don't know how they are, but they are. It's weird.
I think it's, as the kids say, I think it's a flex. We just won a game. We didn't have a passing yard in the second half, and we beat a really good Buccaneers team that usually beats us. I mean, it's such a funny thing that the Eagles fan base and their local stations of Philadelphia, they're so neurotic and they're so paranoid and they're so self-loathing. They're just like, we're screwed, man. I'm like, you're 4-0, you idiot. What are you talking about? I just feel like I couldn't care less about style points in September. I care about them at the end of the season, but not now. It's just stack wins, and you figure it out on the fly. Last year, the Kansas City Chiefs were 15-2. They looked terrible all season.
I know.
And of course, they got depantsed in the Super Bowl, but they got depantsed by Philadelphia, who has the same roster more or less this year. So the Eagles nationally, it's always going to be something, but I feel like they'll be there in the end.
All right, last thing: are the Ravens going to miss the playoffs?
If Lamar was healthy, I'm like, oh, they'll be fine. Like, I don't care they're 1-3. I don't even care if they're 1-4. They're too good. Their roster's too good. The coach is too good. I don't know. I'm really trying to give you an honest answer to this question. We were talking to the insiders this morning on NFL media about, like, all right, how long is he out for? Because if he's out for a month, then they're screwed.
That's trouble.
They're what are they, 1-3, right?
Yeah.
So they got to get to 10-7. So that means they got to get to 9-4.
4?
Yeah.
9-4.
If Lamar's on the field, yes, but I think if you're pushing me right now, and you aren't, we're just having conversations.
Yeah.
I think they're probably going to miss it. Their defense is terrible.
It's terrible, and it's injured. It's beat all half to hell. I think you're right. If Lamar misses 3 or 4 games, they're probably toast. Yeah, that's a good point.
There. Hey,
well, listen, the Bengals are toast. The Browns are always toast unless Dylan Gabriel's great. When you're looking at, like, the Steelers and their quarterback is in his 21st season as the one who's owning the division right now, maybe there is an opportunity. But I don't know. I'd love to see Lamar come in at 2-6 and be like, I got this. We've seen front-running Lamar before and front-running Baltimore. It never works. I'd love to see him come in at 2-6 and be like, let's go on a damn run. We'll find out. But if he's not healthy, I mean, what can I say?
The only joy at the wide receiver position is from Puka Nacua and Rome Odunze. Otherwise, Cincinnati Bengals wide receivers look like they're ready to go on strike. And the Philadelphia Eagles wide receivers look like they're ready to go, too. What is happening at the wide receiver position this year?
It is really weird, Jurko, that you have these guys who are just trusted brands. I mean, listen, Cincinnati decided, like, we're just going to spend all our money on one quarterback and 2 receivers. That's what we're going to do. It's a bold strategy. I mean, pay one receiver if you want. But it's like, let's see if it pays off for him. Guess what? It's not paying off for him because Joe Burrow and all those guys, they don't block, they don't tackle, and, of course, Joe Burrow gets hurt, and it's just over. So that's the Bengals in a nutshell. Philadelphia just gets tired. You know the balls it takes to throw a fit as a receiver and to do the dumb cryptic social media twist when you're 4-0. I mean, if you want to do that 2-2, 1-3, like I kind of get, it's 4-0. It really, really takes some chutzpah. Amazing. And how surprised are we that A.J. Brown is unhappy? It's fine. It's not even a little bit.
Seems like par for the course. All right, tonight 8:00, Vice TV. NFL Classics after further review. It's almost 20 years. I can't believe that. Monday night, October 16th, way back in 2006. And it's with Urlacher and Sebastian Maniscalco and Kyle, of course. So make sure you check that out tonight on Vice TV at 8. You're the man. It's always great catching up. We'll talk to you soon, buddy.
You guys are who we thought you were. I love you. Go Cubbies.
Love you, Kyle.